Alright folks, how are we doing? It's Shabash, it's Aethric, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the item system in Aethric. That is of course the cornerstone of all the great RPGs, and really Aethric is no different. And on the surface it's relatively simple, but there are some kind of unique mechanics that we'll just kind of go through so you understand a bit better. I guess the first thing we can start with is that every item has like a class type associated with it, which basically means only certain classes can wear that item. For example, we have this weapon Gungnir, and it will tell you down at the bottom there is some kind of useful information here, but basically down at the bottom it says usable by warrior classes. So that just means any warrior type class, any class that can wear warrior gear can wield this weapon. And for example, if we have the Ophian banner, you can see it's usable by summoners only, and it's highlighted in red because my class is not currently a summoner and I can't wear it. So more than likely you would have by now realized how to wear gear, but basically in your character menu, go in the equipment screen here, and then you've got 4 tabs up the top which are different loadouts, and you can actually save loadouts in the bottom right. You can see I've kind of saved a couple of sets here. This actually saves your current equipment set plus skill set when you save it, and you can unlock more equipment sets as well from the rune shop. So if you're playing regularly, you know, in endgame you'll have different types of gear that you want to do. So essentially we have, you know, 3 armor slots, a weapon slot, an offhand slot, 2 accessories, and an amity slot as well. There is of course the Oracle spec, which has a second amity. But if you don't know how to change gear, you just click on the slot and then click on an item, and it will always show you only gear that you can currently wear with your class right now. So otherwise you go in inventory and you can see different types of gear on the left, different categories. Accessories, amities, adornments we'll talk about as well. And I guess the next thing I want to explain is the item quality system, and at the same time item rarity system. Basically any gear piece that can drop in the game until now in the normal game can drop from different qualities, and depending on the quality it actually increases or decreases the base stats of the item. Now, in terms of quality, we have standard quality, which is white text. Actually, when you look at the text of the item when you find it, that actually shows you the rarity. So, for example, ornate at gear, and it should say ornate or superior and broken as well. But you see the difference here. This Nagamaki, it's white text, but you see it has a purple background. This is not actually a legendary quality item. You see these items here where it says legendary. This is actually a legendary quality item. So from the bottom to the top, or from worse items to better items, we have broken quality. I'll just see if I have anything broken here. Probably not, because I usually dismantle stuff. Especially weapons. But here we have a broken Arisen Deathbringer. So you can see the item is of poor quality. It may have adverse effects. That's just flavor text. It just means the stats are much lower. So roughly around 70% of the base item stats. And then you have poor items, which are not that much worse than normal items, standard items. And then standard items, they have white text. So that's going to be your, the base item if you like. So I'm just going to filter here for Venin, and we can do some examples here. So I've got a few different types of Venin here. So the white item, the white text tells you it's a standard quality item. The background actually tells you the rarity of the item when it's a standard quality. Because when the item has quality, the background will change as well. But right now, when it's white text and a famed or a blue background, this is kind of famed rarity. So that means basically it has a lesser chance to drop. It won't always drop. You can increase the drop rate of rarer items with luck chance. that's currently capped at 400%. So the Venom, you see, base standard Venom has 205 attack. Also, the Orn bonus is plus 3%. This experience bonus is actually comparing to my currently equipped weapon, which is a little bit awkward in this situation, but let's forget the experience bonus for now. Plus 3 Orn bonus. And then if you go to Superior Venom, which is the next quality up, so it basically goes Broken, Poor, Standard, Superior, Famed, Legendary, Ornate. And then those are like the chances of the item dropping. And then from there, you can level up your item and get higher qualities, which we'll talk about as well. So you see the Venom has more attack, got an extra 29 attack, and the Orn bonus also increases. So Orn bonuses, experience bonuses, gold bonuses, they all increase with higher qualities. Then you go to Famed, and we've got 49, so it goes up again. And the Orn bonus also goes up. So basically, Ornate is the highest quality that weapons and armor can drop at. So for example, if you are going any class, you're generally going to want an Ornate weapon for the max or the highest stats. Chance of an Ornate dropping is 1 in 200, so it can take some farming. I really don't know if they changed the quality drop rates in Aethric compared to Orna, because I found I felt quite lucky in Aethric so far. I don't know if that's true or not. But generally, especially for weapons, you're going to want higher quality gear. And, especially in endgame, when you have more time at tiers, you want to spend time farming for higher quality weapons. The next thing you want to do for items that you're going to wear is level them up. So you can see here, this is items level 9. I've got other items level 8, level 10. This stuff is level 10. And the way you level up gear initially is in the blacksmith. Now, if you have whetstones, you can use whetstones on weapons to immediately level them to 2. And then if you have a fine whetstone, you can level them again to level 3. Just like that. Boom. Then you need to go in a blacksmith. And you can see here, I've just finished upgrading this Court Jester's outfit. I've also got a Legendary Venom just leveled up to level 10. Some other stuff in there. So in the blacksmith, that's how you upgrade your stuff. You see it takes some materials that will increase each time, some orns, and then time is the biggest factor. You're going to level up to items to level 10, and then when items are level 10, you can then visit an alchemist in Lythrin to master forge your item. So I believe I have master forged my Mimic King head. So you see it's level 11. And then in Baylor, there's a Demon Forge. You can Demon Forge your gear. So that takes us to level 12. And then finally, you can God Forge your gear as well. And now, God Forging, this is really only happening in the end game. Some events mean you can God Forge gear at lower tiers, but more often than not, it's going to be tier 9, tier 10. And basically, God Forging your gear, when you see bosses with a yellow aura behind them, they have a 1 in 400 chance to God Forge any piece of currently equipped Demon Forge gear. So there's a very small chance when you're wearing Demon Forge gear and you kill a boss that can God Forge, has a chance to God Forge. So, it's a very end game type thing. The biggest thing to note though, items that give Orns and experience, regardless of what quality they started at, once you master forge them, their quality is the same regardless of its starting quality. So for example, this Mimic King head, it actually started off as a standard quality Mimic King head. But I just want to show you, if I take it off, you see it gives 33.9% Orn bonus and 56% gold bonus. if that dropped as a broken, an ornate, it didn't matter. It will always have that at Master Forge level. So the same with like Black Witch staffs, experience gear, Orn gear. Once you Master Forge them, regardless of the starting quality, they will have the Master Forge level of quality. So that's why Summoners and Valhallan classes are good early on, because you can just upgrade cheap gear for the big experience and Orn gain items, and you can still do damage because of your pet or your summons. Finally, I want to talk about adornments. You can see when you level things up, they get some holes in them most of the time, and these are adornment slots. When you look at the item in your inventory, it will tell you what the max slots the item is. Now, that max is actually not always true, because that's the max slots at level 10. When you Master Forge an item, you get one additional slot, plus, same as before with the Orn bonus, when you Master Forge any item, regardless of quality, it will have its max number of slots. I want to see if I've got anything I can compare with. So you see the Superior Baler Clown. Oh no, it says max 9. Okay. Sir Joe, what are you doing, mate? We're a bit busy here. Okay, so it says 9, so maybe it didn't say that before. When you Master Forge it, that will go additional. And then when you God Forge item as well, it will get an additional slot as well. Now, what goes in those slots are adornments. Jewels, adornments. These gives like small bonuses, generally small stat bonuses, like Ward is a really nice one, crit, attack magic, and some adornments can cause effects on enemies, such as decreasing their magic or attack. And the famous ones are Assassin's Jewels and Heretics Jewels, which have a chance to decrease opponents' defense and resistance. They're really good as well. So in order to put adornments in your items, you need to, again, have a jeweler in your origin town. That's probably the easiest way. You can also buy adornments in the jeweler, but they're almost always rubbish, unfortunately. And then literally go in adornment, any item that has a slot, you click on it and it will immediately filter what jewels or what adornments can go in that item. Most adornments are either weapon only or armor only. And yeah, during the mid game, any kind of small stat increase is absolutely fine. Health is a big one as well. Like once you get to tier 9, immortal jewels are really nice, I've found. You can get lots of extra health, especially if you have a Baler crown. So I could probably get an extra, how many slots do I have there? I can get an extra 700 health just by using immortal jewels in there. So that's actually really nice early on. Weapons, it's the same. You want to use, generally if you are mage or warrior or thief, and you're basically using your own weapon to deal damage, you want to use items that increase your attack or your magic. There are rare jewels of growth which give like 1% increase to experience. It's really not that much. Assassin jewels as well. Assassin jewels and heretic jewels, if you're a mage, those are really good for decreasing your opponent's defense or resistance respectively. So I think that's all I really want to cover for this video. If you have any specific questions, please just drop a comment and I'll do my best to get round to it. Hopefully this gives you, and I didn't really talk about accessories, but you see accessories can also be superior and higher qualities, and it's the same idea. Like the stats are increased by a set amount. Troll's Charm, really good. Experience works the same way. Man of Gods works the same way. So Amities I'm going to cover in a separate video. So yeah, I think for now, that's all I'm going to cover in this kind of beginner guide video. If you do have specific questions, please just drop a comment, let me know. And otherwise, thanks for watching. Big thanks to the Arisen Orna Legends for supporting me on Patreon and Twitch. Really appreciate all your support as always. And I hope this video was useful, and we'll see you in the next one. I'm Shabash. Thanks for watching. Ciao.